So like you're saying, oh, people are taught like things that they don't like, or
No,
that
things that
later
don't
they'll disagree with, or
yeah,
that they
things
don't
that we can prove.
understand.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's like, okay, well, like everybody does this, first of all, and second of all, obviously there is a difference in between what you think is provable
That's a
and what
whataboutism.
other people think is provable.
No, 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 no. There's no proof for God. There's no proof.
Okay, so I
And
can
don't
think of
go
a
to
few.
don't go to the transcendental thing, because that would assume that I believe in the premise
don't
that God. No, no, no. That would
yeah,
assume that I believe in the.
don't question me on my
No, it's not that,
epistemology.
because
Don't
I
question
know what you
any.
guys are going to do, and I
Don't
have to,
question my logic.
sir, John.
Well,
I,
I can just appeal to the Bible as a historical account.
the Bible is just a book, just like Harry Potter. Both of them
Okay,
exist.
so
Both of them
congratulations, you've
exist.
now
Both of them.
denied. Look, Fatty, if you're going to say the Bible is just a book, you have to realize the implications of that statement. You are basically denying all study of history.
Yes.
You're okay. So the entire field of history, studying history, that's out.
Yes.
Okay, so should we teach people about the American Revolution on your view? Do you think teaching people about the American Revolution is just as valid as teaching people about transgenderism?
No, because one is solid evidence that existed and another didn't.
Yeah, so yeah, there was
Same
evidence at
thing with
one point.
religion.
There
One
is
isn't solid.
so
One
hold
is
on.
a solid.
There was evidence.
Another doesn't.
There was
Right?
evidence at one point. Now there
Uh-huh.
is no longer solid evidence that it happened. So what happened is people wrote it down and they put it in books, and then people are then taught from those books. This
Just
is
like Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, so
Huh?
Fatty, you're denying history, and I don't mean that as and when I say you're denying history, I don't mean that as you are denying specific historical facts. I'm saying you're denying the entire field and study of history.
Other books that were written before and before and before.
Wait, sorry. Let me see if I can help you understand what he's saying here. So what he's saying here is like, because you're saying it's just a book, right? Then he asked you about like, do you believe in the American Revolution? What is your physical evidence for that other than in books?
Okay. So this is the thing. If you are going to actually be honest about it,
I am actually being honest about it. Just to be clear, I'm actually being honest about it.
We have complete evidence right now, this moment, that something happened. So us can have this type of machinery and things around us, the factories and all that. Tell me a proof that one time a guy transformed water.
Where did you get?
John! That's me, John. No,
but that's what you did. That's what you did.
You can prove me, like, why did that dude transform water into wine and nobody can do it? Like, there's no continuity.
You're literally denying like how history is.
Yeah, the guy that separated the seas, right?
Like, are you denying like archaeology and all these things?
Yeah, okay.
Like, where do you personally get your evidence for the American Revolution?
Yeah, I mean, what he's saying is you didn't live through it, Patty. You didn't live through it, and all you're going by is what you read in a book, and what someone else is telling you is physical evidence that a revolution happened. You personally did not live through or witness the revolution to be able to sit here and say without any.
Okay,
this is not a good faith argument. This is not a good faith argument. Number one, the American Revolution has direct sources from that time. There is not even a claimed source for Jesus that is not 40 to 70 years older than his supposed death.
And just one thing.
So hold on, F&G. You don't understand how good that is for the Christian position, actually.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
So generally, okay. Do you deny the existence of Alexander the Great?
There's not the point. The point
no.
The point is what was on this book.
This is actually very closely related.
What was on that point? On that book?
As far as characters go, Alexander the Great left more of an actual tangible mark on the world, right?
And
well,
other than like
any account of Alexander the Great's actual conquest were written much further away from his actions than Jesus.
So
if you're talking about the ancient world, writing about somebody like only 40 to 50 years after his death is incredibly good. Actually, that's incredibly reliable compared to other ancient historical figures who we have documented.
But that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant because what is happening on those books can be reproduced today. Even if we know that Israel was adulterated and the winner wrote the story the way that they want to do, what happened on those books can be reproduced today. What happened on the Harry Potter book, on the other end, there's no human being right now that can literally reproduce what happened there. Just like the Bible.
I bet you there's a magician.
Just like the Bible. Same
I'll go
shit.
down the vein Fatty's going down and say like this. So you don't think that in any of these specific books, because I know you're going to say it is for literally every other religion ever, but even in this book, there are characters in the Bible that you will also argue are not literal, correct? Do you think Adam and Eve are literal? Do you think like those kind of characters that lived 900 years, that it's all literal?
Yes, I do think Methuselah lived 900 years. Absolutely.
Okay. So to be as charitable as possible, the effigy, I agree that books like Revelation is not meant to be taken literally, and I also would agree that like Song of Solomon is not meant to be taken literally.
So
but at the same time,
all the books. Why do you think
there's like an entire genealogy and things like that?
So
the whole book.
So as far as like all the religions that had savior gods for the past, like for the hundreds of years before this religion came into existence, all of those who had savior gods, like all of that's just all characters and made up. But this one savior god in the book that you happen to ascribe to just happens to be a historical account. Just
actually,
just because years and years after supposedly he died, like when it became really popular, because a certain set of circumstances that had happened, that makes it all correct. Like
so actually, you may not know this, but I actually think that a lot of those old religious texts might actually be saying certain things that are true. Even about like Hindu scriptures, like the sutras. I don't see a reason to think that they aren't talking about shit that actually did happen in ancient history. Even the supernatural shit. Obviously, I haven't gone through each of them with a fine-tooth comb.
Oh, no,
but I don't see a reason to deny them.
Wondering why, like this specifically, you just have no doubts when there's no contemporary evidence. I mean, you're sitting here saying that this is evidence of historical fact, and when you look at it like that, you know that like on the resurrection day, it literally says that there was an earthquake that split like the Jerusalem in half or something like that, and that the dead rose from the fucking grave.
Just personal incredulity. That's just personal incredulity.
So first of all, this guy going.
Well, he just said that this was historical fact.
So
dead people rising from the grave you would think that, and there were historians at the time that live at this literal time.
The people in places, you're talking about the miracles and things like that. We're just talking about the genealogy and the historical people.
No, I'm going farther than I don't know about you, weirdo. I'm going farther than that.
I mean, I do believe that stuff, but like for him, for the argument's sake, like you can see the genealogy and things like that. You have tablets with
so okay, a few things.
The genealogy of what were we talking about?
And did you guys notice why you guys didn't answer my question? Why you should teach something to the kids?
Just let Adam talk.
Right. Okay, so
John,
to answer a few of these things you're saying, animated effigy.
Go ahead, Adam.
Sun going black, that can easily be explained by an eclipse if you want a purely natural explanation for that one, but that's not the fun one.
Yeah, well, that's
the boring one.
That's the easy one.
Yeah, that's the easy one. The fact of the matter is, in historical documents, obviously we don't expect every single thing that happens, even significant events, incredibly significant events, to be recorded. It doesn't really surprise me that there's only like one or two separate sources that talk about the dead rising from the graves in this earthquake, because there is one, and well, actually, I believe it occurs in a few of the Gospels. So there's a few that do actually say that this happened. Atheists have this sort of unprincipled.
That happened on Naruto too, when the Madara resuscitated all the like that happened too in Naruto. Like, why is your book special?
I have no idea. So I don't know really much about Naruto? Are you talking about Naruto?
Why is your book special and the other books are not? Like, what is your book?
I actually, so I don't know if you were listening to me or not, but I didn't actually claim.
Your book special?
I actually claim the opposite of the Bible being incredibly special when it comes to these miraculous claims. I think that there's good reason to believe that some of these other religious texts probably have a real miracles recorded in them, created by other spiritual entities. I don't
get your position correct.
I don't find that to be
the thing is,
the Old Testament was correct.
I want to stick with the historical thing because they're never going to believe any sort of supernatural anything or anything non-material.
Very convenient that
they don't believe in it. They don't believe in anything non-material.
It is very convenient that miracles appeared when we had books, but as soon as we got cameras, those miracles disappeared out of nowhere. It's very convenient.
So do you believe there's no Sumerians?
So there are actual miracles that are recorded on photograph, at least. There is one I can think of,
like conveniently, right?
So so that's a polemic that isn't really backed up.
I don't know what that word means, sir. When you use words used to simplify the conversation, not to make it more difficult, I don't like that.
I talk here like I talk in real life, unless I specifically say the phrase insubstantiated rejoinder, in which case I'm making fun of you if I use that term specifically. So anyway, back to my point. There was actually a rather recent miracle that happened in the 70s of a guy who was visiting an Orthodox temple. I would have to find this again. No, I believe it was a monastery. And there was one of the elders who recently died. I think that guy is now a saint. I would have to check. But he was like taking a picture of the icon corner, and that dead saint or elder possibly appeared in the picture when he wasn't supposed to be there. So that's actually an example that goes directly against.
And he was dead.
You know? Yeah, a dead guy. So that is an example of a miracle that happens through a camera.
What happened exactly?
Did you? I'm not fucking repeating myself. Go.
I truly apologize.
Fuck off.
I saw a person that I didn't know. You know what actually happened? I'm sorry. I apologize.
He said that there was a miracle that happened.
Yeah. Well, what was the miracle?
So the miracle was simple version. Somebody takes a picture. Somebody who was not originally meant to be in the picture shows up in the picture. Very clearly and obviously.
So what's more likely that a supernatural event occurred, or that someone is lying to you?
So it's actually impossible for me to calculate that probability. When you're talking about probability like that, you have to have a way of like telling me like percentages of each. You don't have that.
So what's the default answer to unsubstantiated claims?
So the claim is substantiated because we know that the picture was taken and we know about when the picture was taken.
We went from parting the season, resurrecting people, to taking the picture.
Yeah, so obviously there are different kinds of miracles of different levels.
For evidence than I do.
There's a miracle. A picture and a person shows up that they should meet. There's a miracle. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So like turning water into wine is obviously less bigging in your face than raising the dead. Those are you would admit that they're both miraculous. There's just different levels.
I mean, you can admit though that you've given an extra hurdle, right?
In the back, someone named Reese. Can you just throw up a peace sign so I know this ain't a loop?
Reese from Philly.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure.
What's up, Reese? How you doing, brother? But do you see what I'm saying? Like Adam, like having a conversation in good faith, right?
No, only bad faith. I'm evil.
No, that's not. I'm evil too. I got you. But it's like the thing is, and this is what actually like it pissed me off. We have one people that are the most intelligent, very logical for everything and anything.
Yeah, I'm incredibly smart.
And as soon as you put religion on, they're brilliant. No, don't roll your eyes, John, like a modern woman. Why are you doing that, John?
You're at the bell curve there.
Because you're just being facetious.
I'm not being facetious.
You are. You're comparing a 2,000-year-long religion
with Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, yeah.
Their story is the same. It's like Superman is the same story.
No,
Now it's the same story. They are the chosen one.
Because there is real life. Because there's real life people who are in this religion.
Oh, now we're talking
It goes
Superman.
back 2,000 years.
All right. Yeah, whoa. Everybody just chill out for a second. Fatty, you've got to see that there's a difference between the Bible and Harry Potter.
I don't like
right? You have to see.
I don't like your accent. I don't know where your accent is from. Are you from the United Kingdom?
I am from the United Kingdom, but why does that matter?
Good morning, sir. It's 8 a.m. here. I'm from Portugal. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. You've got to admit there is a big difference between a book like Harry Potter and the Bible.
What's the difference?
So why do you keep conflating the two, right? We have the author of Harry Potter, and she herself claims it to be made up, right? So these aren't the same thing. We don't have the author of the Bible here saying he made up these stories. So these aren't the same things. So using them as the same things is disingenuous. I'd also like to say to Adam,
he's going to also give you. He's going to also. Fatty, he's going to also argue for you. I seen him in the chat. Just
I know the game.
Hey, let him finish. Just let him finish and then respond. Just let him finish. He's got. I know what he's going to say. Go ahead.
Right. So the first thing I need to say to Adam is, before, when he asked you to use simpler words, mate, you have a very good grasp on the English language. He is Portuguese.
Better than you.
But you can try and add on me if you would like, but
no, that was a joke.
Okay, right?
That was funny.
Yeah, but you interrupted me.
I say better than you
joke.
and your English. The joke or whatever.
Right, yeah, but you interrupted me to make a joke, which was an ad hom.
No, it wasn't an ad hom. You don't know what a fucking ad hom is.
It's attacking my ability.
Wait for a minute.
Okay.
So an ad hom is a form of argument. An insult is not an ad hom.
Shut up.
Okay.
Verbal combat. Just let each other talk.
Okay.
Yep, let him go.
You have a good enough grasp on the English language to be able to use simpler words when you are talking to somebody whose second language is English. For you to just refuse to do that and get angry is disrespectful on all regards. If he started talking Portuguese to you, right, or Spanish or whatever language he would like to you, and you didn't understand it, and he was like, well, fuck you, that's not an argument, bro. Don't do that, right?
Okay, I'm not gonna dumb down my language for people.
No, it's not about them in the language, right?
Well, no. What is the purpose of words? What is the purpose of you speaking, right? What is the purpose of you speaking? Why do you speak?
So the purpose of words is communication, and if I'm limiting my lexicon, I'm not communicating as well as I could.
No, because you're trying to communicate to another person, aren't you? And if the words you are choosing do not communicate the meaning that you are trying, you are failing. You yourself is failing. Okay? So if you choose to engage in a way you cannot engage, by all means.
Friends, you guys don't have to do
that. I love meta conversations.
No, I know, guys. 1 second. Nobody has to dumb themselves down to explain something. I'm on your space, is not the other way around. But in my opinion, and I know a little bit about this space because I've been observing for a few months, when you use this fallacy, an analogy, a term that makes you sound smart, usually words are to simplify the conversation. A fallacy, so identify whatever happened wrong on there. And I noticed that a lot of people use fancy words not to simplify the question, the phrases, but to look smart and to make sure that the other person doesn't have the right to respond. If you talk about things that I don't understand, I'm going to
very specific because you're talking about something specific.
Yes,
that requires a specific word to describe it.
Yes,
then if you have a problem, you can go, hey, I don't know that word.
And that's what I did. I asked, can you explain to me what is it?
He literally did that. He said that he does not use that word, and you refuse to explain it, right?
No. If you do not understand that. Did anybody make fun of him?
No, but you didn't. No, but you
are wildly different. You can't use those in the same term to make them seem to be the same thing.
Okay,
as like some type of deceptive way to debate or being smart, because they're wildly different. Analogy is just a way of trying to transfer logic.
So I'm being accused of shit here. So I have two things to say.
Sir. Defend yourself.
I have two things to say. First of all, I talk on here like I talk in real life. I don't dumb myself down. I don't like to do that. I think that's stupid. Second of all, if I said a word that you didn't understand and I didn't clarify after you asked, I'm sorry. I missed that you asked for that, and I'll try to do that in the future. If you did, I genuinely didn't hear it.
No, it's fine because I'm prepared myself to go up the scale, right? On the
Fatty, I don't understand half the shit.
And like, there's some people up there that use like difficult language that I don't understand. So I'm training with you guys so I can get up there one day. So thank you very much, Adam, for being a guinea pig.
I appreciate you more than I appreciate the other Fatty.
Thank you very much. No, I like the
Uncle Fatty. That's not saying very much, though. You know.
And by the way, just let me say one thing about your personal point, right? And thank you for having my back. I appreciate you, sir. But